Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RVBusiness Capitol Talk. I'm Rick Kessler of RV Business. With me, as always, Sherm Goldenberg of RV Business, and joining the two of us today, Bob Wheeler. Bob, of course, and that was something we picked up on this morning that we just really were kind of amazed at. You've been the president and CEO at Airstream for 17 years now.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, Rick. I had my 20th anniversary with the company back in May, and yeah, 17 years as president of this great company. I couldn't be luckier.
Well, congratulations on that 20th anniversary. That's outstanding.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, let's start with perhaps maybe the most recent news, and that's just Alumapalooza. And maybe if you could tell everybody what that is, and because it just finished up just about a few days ago.
Yeah, so Alumapalooza, thanks for the question. Alumapalooza is this annual rally that's held in Jackson Center at the headquarters for Airstreamers of all ilk and type, whether they're vintage trailer, new trailer, motorhome. We see a little bit of everything. They come to Jackson Center, they have a rally. It's a chance to reconvene, gather. They tour the plant. They toured our new Heritage Center, our museum. So there's a lot to show this year. And they were there from Tuesday of last week till Saturday. It's a chance for people to get together, celebrate the lifestyle. We bump up the tours to 2 a day, and many people take it twice a day all week. So the chance for us to connect with our customers and see the folks that really are the heart and soul of the brand, the folks that are living the lifestyle.
The production facilities they're seeing are busy, we understand.
Yeah, very much so. We're still fighting to catch up with market demand. I know the rest of the industry's cooled off a bit, especially in some categories, but we went into this industry slowdown with so much of a backlog that we're still fighting to get rates up to meet not just retail sell-through, but fulfill dealer inventories, which are still well below what we'd like to see. So we're counting our blessings and keeping a weather eye on what's happening in the rest of the RV industry.
But throughout the pandemic, it sounds like, from what I was just reading, you all have been pretty steadily strong on the production end.
Yeah, we've every product category we ramped up aggressively during the pandemic. And we've seen things level out a bit for our base camp products, so I feel good about where that is. We're still trying to increase rates on all of our motorized products, including the newly launched Range line, of course, our Dodge Ram based Class B Type B motorhome just launched last week to the public. Interstates Type B motorhome, our B Plus, the Atlas, and then every trailer that we make in the classic shell. We're still fighting to get rates up, and fighting the stuff that everybody fights in this industry, right? Supply chain issues, labor issues, inflation issues. Some of those things are abating a bit, but the combination of those three things still gives us plenty to work on day to day.
Rick?
Yeah, Bob, I had the pleasure of attending your dealer meetings this spring out in Colorado Springs. And one of the key points, at least for me anyway, was your discussion on how Airstream is poised or positioned very well to weather whatever storm might be coming our way, or that we currently are facing anyway. Can you speak a little bit about that, because that was pretty insightful?
Yeah, sure. During the pandemic, as we said, we've been ramping up and haven't gotten to the point we need to be. And as such, when the Feds raised rates in a big way back in the spring, and the brakes got put on the RV industry as a whole, we were still so far behind the market that we've got this cushion. First of all, our retail sell-through rates are still very, very high. And that, in combination with our dealer inventories being still at historic lows, we've got many units we need to add just to get back up to where our dealers would like to see their inventories. And then on top of that, we've got 14 signed letters of intent to go into new markets. And we've put those on ice because we haven't been able to supply our current dealer network. So the combination of those three things gives us a lot of confidence that we can manage a soft landing. And when I say that, I mean that we're not going to overproduce and have to lay off. Or over purchase capital equipment for a level of production we don't need to maintain. So I feel good about our chances. And as we keep a close eye on the future, what's happening with our retail order position, our backlogs, I'm very confident we can manage this in a way that we can hire appropriately, spend appropriately, and produce just the right amount of Airstreams to meet the market need wherever that ends up.
You know, at that same dealer meeting, probably the other key takeaway was Airstream Corporate basically challenged its dealer base to raise the level of customer service. Some grumblings from some of the dealers, to be honest, but for the most part, everyone's like, yeah, we're better, we're different, we need to be better and different.
Yeah, I was very gratified by the response of our dealer body. They really are exceptional within the industry. They stand out in many, many ways. Their response to our new 5 rivet service requirement, which is going to impose some guidelines, some requirements on how much service capacity a dealer has in a given market based on the number of Airstream active registrations that are in that market. We're pushing and pulling on the formula a bit, but the whole point is that our dealers need to commit to providing the service capability that Airstream customers expect and deserve. And that's whether they're seeking service in their own market or traveling cross country and need some sort of emergency repair. And we've really done everything we can to support our dealers in this regard. Now we're pushing a little harder to make sure that they're making that commitment to service bays and service personnel. Now, we can be flexible. We're not saying you have to build brick and mortar. There's shift work many dealers are taking on to allow them to expand the capacity without expanding their footprint. We'll help train service personnel day and night, all day long, whatever we need to do to support that. But we have to both agree that this is an issue that needs to be addressed. Many of our dealers already have, but we have some markets where we just need more service. And, you can't tell a customer that spent what they spent in an Airstream, I'm sorry, I can't get you in for 3 months or 4 months. It's just, you wouldn't accept that for service on anything you bought, especially something that cost $50, $80, $100, $200,000. So by and large, our dealers responded very well. They get it. We're behind the curve. We need to get going on this issue. It's an issue for the industry, but we're trying to address it within our network in our own way. And also spread the message that, for a lot of dealers, especially we have a lot of guys that have come out of the car industry, they understand that service operation, your absorption rate can really make your dealership profitable. And if you understand that that's an enormous source of financial strength and foundation for your dealer operation and approach it that way, it's not some, second afterthought or chore you have to do. It's actually a way to drive profitability in a way that you can't many other ways running a dealership.
You mentioned a new unit or two, a new line or two.
Mhm.
Tell us briefly about that, Bob. What's at top of mind in terms of 2023 Airstreams?
Yeah, top of mind really is there are 2 products. The one I just mentioned, the Range line, which is our Dodge Ram based Type B motorhome, just launched to the public last week at Hershey. We'd shown it to our dealers at the meeting you attended, Rick, in Colorado Springs back in July, to much acclaim. For the last 20 years, we built exclusively on the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis. It's a tremendous platform for us. Brings a lot of great functionality, features, and quality, and aligns with the Airstream brand very well. But we also know that it puts us at a price point that's just not attainable by many people. And it single sources us with a chassis supplier, and that's proven to be problematic. So from these 2 fronts, we knew we could get into a new price point, attract a new buyer that maybe couldn't access our products before. And also, just from a strategic standpoint, get us out of this single source situation. So we plan to continue full on with Mercedes, no changes there, but now we have a second chassis supplier, second product category. Range line, very well thought out floor plan with a pop top, which allows you to expand to sleep 4. Thoughtful gear storage, great features. We're really excited with the launch. It's been very well received, and we're getting tons of interest and in the hottest segment of the RV industry. So we feel good where we are. The second product, not to get too long-winded, we launched this back in the spring, the REI Base Camp. So we do these collaborations, these special editions with brands that have good overlap with the Airstream brand, and REI is one of those. So we developed, with their considerable input, the REI Base Camp. tremendous features, some of them focused on sustainability and off-grid camping, like water purification and composting toilets and more solar and electric. And then a whole kit of REI merchandise that comes with it that fits the camping experience and fits well within the unit. So great launch, been very, very popular product, and REI have proven to be great design partners.
We were commenting before we got going here with the video about the background in the video. Behind you, you're apparently you were telling us it's really not a real background, or at least not live. Tell us about what we're seeing behind you.
Yeah, this is a digital backdrop, but it's from an actual unit we produce for a company called Autocamp that is developing a national chain of Airstream hotels. So they're buying old campgrounds, converting them to make very upscale luxe camping experience. These are permanently sited Airstreams. You go there and stay in them just like you would a hotel. And they're in Russian River Valley, Napa. They're at Yosemite. They're in Joshua Tree. They're in Moab. They just opened in the Catskills. They're in Cape Cod. And they have tremendous financing, both for land acquisition and property development, big plans for growth. And we're actually an investor in this business in a small way, but gets us into the hospitality and lodging space in a way that we really couldn't otherwise, but it was always one of our brand aspirations.
Only Airstream. I mean, could pull that off. Pardon me for saying it. Rick, we about there?
Well, I want one last question, and this is going to shift topics on you quite a bit. You're also co-chair of the Go RVing Coalition.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to bring that up. Yep.
Along with, I should point out, along with Dan Pearson of Pleasureland RV from the dealer side. Bob, how about just an update from your vantage point as a co-chair, how the coalition is going and Go RVing? They've changed marketing, they've changed logos, but the strategy is still pretty intent on gaining people to the industry or the lifestyle.
How are they doing? Yeah, how are they doing?
Oh, I think they're doing great. And one of the things that I've really been impressed with about the management of Go RVing is their ability to pivot in new directions, both during the pandemic and coming out of it, to acknowledge the needs of the industry. It's not just, hey, what we do is market, and we market the RV lifestyle, and that's all we know how to do. There's been a tremendous flexibility during the pandemic to focus on new owners, for example. How do we get them to fall in love with the lifestyle? Because we saw so many people coming into the lifestyle, probably out of a marriage of convenience or a shotgun wedding, depending on how you look at it. Putting some money in reserve to recognize the fact that, for a long stretch there, dealers didn't really want or need any more customers coming in. Hard to believe we're saying that, but hey, keeping the powder dry to spend when we need it. And now, most encouragingly, they've taken on this challenge of starting to gather objective data from the industry, and I'm talking about the OEMs and the dealers, to try to get them more focused, to guide their spend, in a way that benefits the industry the most, potentially even by segment, so that it's not just a shotgun approach to the RV lifestyle. It actually can bear down on segments that might need more help, ramp up the spend and ramp it down based on what they're hearing from OEMs and the dealers, rather than the more subjective kind of inputs we've had in the past. It's no small task. It's really challenging, but it shows that the organization is evolving. They respect the money that they have at their disposal that's being provided by the industry, and they want to make sure they're using it to the best effect and evolving with the times. On the other side, the creative they're putting out there is tremendous. It's current. It reflects the zeitgeist in the nation in many cases. It's attracting customers that may never have considered the RV lifestyle before. So I think the organization is evolving quickly, and they're not stuck in past paradigms, and hats off to Karen and James and the rest of the crew there that's making this happen. So yeah,
zeitgeist, great word choice. Rick?
Yeah, I think, well, let's wrap it up. We've had Bob's time. Appreciate it, Bob, as always.
Very much so.
See you next week out in Elkhart, maybe?
You got it. They appreciate it, guys. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
You take care, man.
All right, see ya.